math, which is numerical patterns. You'll find this lesson is pretty similar to what we've done in the past with the fractions and decimal patterns. This one is pretty much very much the same. So it shouldn't be anything too new. All right, hopefully this will be nice and easy for you guys. Your work today is page 563, numbers 1 through 4. Number 1 is already completed for you, as it is most times in the homework, so you can just obviously use that as an example. Okay? Ignore this opening task because we did not do the mid-chapter checkpoint. You're going to be doing an opening task that's on Google Classroom. All right, so let's get started. For the Unlock the Problem, we're looking at a situation. On the first week of school, Joel purchases 2 movies and 6 songs from his favorite media website. If he purchases the same number of movies and songs each week, how does the number of songs purchased compare to the number of movies purchased from one week to the next? So the idea is you have to use the situation they're giving us, and use it like a rule and make a list. So for movies, he's purchasing 2. They're saying he's going to be purchasing 2 each week. So if he started off with 2, the next week he's purchasing 2 more. That's going to be 4. And then the next movie he's purchasing 2 more. That's going to be 6. And so on. This would be 8. Now we're going to look at the number of songs. He's purchasing 6 each week. So we're going to do the same thing except with 6. So first day he's got 6. Now he's purchased another 6. So that's 12. Another 6 will be 18. And another 6 is going to be 24. Okay, so now we have 2 lists. This is a nice easy pattern, right? We're adding 2 each time. And now what we're going to do is we're going to write the number pairs that relate the number of movies to the number of songs. So first week he's got 2 movies and 6 songs. The next week he's got 4 movies and 12 songs. So let's write that here in week 2. 4 movies and 12 songs. Then we've got 6 movies and 18 songs for week 3. And 8 movies and 24 songs for the 4th week. Okay? So for step 3, what we're going to do is we're going to look at each number pair and we're going to compare the number of movies to the number of songs. We want to see if we can discover a relationship here. So let's look. We're going from 2 to 6, from 4 to 12, 6 to 18, and then 8 to 24. What kind of relationship do you see between those 2 numbers? So they're giving us a little think prompt here. So for each related number pair, the second number is how many times as great as the first number? 3 times, right? If I take 2 and I multiply it by 3, I get 6. 4 times 3 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. And 8 times 3 is 24. So the second number is 3 times as great as the third number. So the rule is that we are taking the first number, or in this case it's the number of movies. We're taking the number of movies and we're multiplying it by 3. So we take the number of movies multiplied by 3 and that gives us the number of songs. That's our rule. So from one week to the next, the number of songs that Joel purchased is 3 times as many as the number of movies he purchased. Next, we're going to do an example where we're using a table to display this data, just like the last one, except now we're going to put it into a table. When Alice completes each level in her favorite video game, she wins 3 extra lives and 6 gold coins. What rule can you write to relate the number of gold coins to the number of extra lives she's won at any level? So, at the 0 level, of course, she doesn't have any extra lives and she doesn't have any gold coins. At the end of level 1, she's won 3 extra lives and 6 gold coins. Now, at the end of level 2, she's going to have 3 more lives. So each time we're adding 3 after each level, right? You keep on adding 3, right? And then in the gold coins section, each time she's getting 6 gold coins every time she completes a level. So here we're adding 6. Okay? So now let's see if we can figure out this pattern here. We can multiply or divide by. What does this mean? Let's look from top to bottom. What am I seeing here? A 3, and it's going to a 6, right? What's the relationship in terms of multiplying? If I go from here to here, I'm multiplying by 2, right? 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, and so on. If I go from the gold coins back to the extra lives, it's the opposite. I'm dividing by 2. So I'm dividing 6 by 2 and getting 3, 18 by 2 is 9, and so on, depending on which way you look at it. Okay? So for step 1, to the left of the table, complete the rule. We already did that, right? So each time we were adding 3, right? So I'm just going to fill in this blank. I already wrote it up here, but just to give these blanks something, okay? So from one level to the next, Alice wins 3 more extra lives, as we already discussed. And the second section, what we did was we added 6 each time, okay? So every time she finishes a level, she gets 6 more coins. So we're just going to do the same thing we did before. It kind of went ahead, but we're going to do the same way. We're going to write the pairs. So the number of gold coins to the number of extra lives, so that was 6 and 3. The next one is going to be 12 and 6 at level 2. Level 3 is 18 and 9. And level 4 is 24 and 12. Okay, so then we're going to just complete the rule. They're asking us compared the number of lives compared to the number of gold coins. So the number of lives is 3. The number of gold coins is 6. So the number of lives is as half as great, right? Half is great. So if I have 6 coins, the number of lines is half that amount, which is 3. Let's look at level 24. If I have 24 coins, the number of lives I have is half that amount, which is 12. Okay, so the rule is the number of coins, that's a C, divided by 2. Okay, so after 8 levels, how many lives will Alice have, right? So let's figure this out. After 8 levels, she's going to have, what did we do here? We had multiplied by 6 to get the 48. Every single level we're multiplying by 6, right? So she's going to have 48 coins after 8 levels. And to find how many lives she has, we decided that we were going to divide this by 2. So 48 divided by 2 is 24. So she's going to have 24 extra lives. I included in today's video the share and show because I know these types of problems give you guys some trouble, so I'm going to just do 3 more examples with you. So for the share and show number 1, they want us to use the rules to complete the sequence. And then we're going to complete the rule that describes how the nickels are related to dimes here, okay? So they're telling us that the rule for nickels is to add 5, right? Which makes sense. This is supposed to say 1, not 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little bit odd. So each time we're adding 5, right? So 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, 15 plus 5 is 20, and 20 plus 5 is 25. Okay, and notice the number of coins times 5 gives you the number of nickels. I mean the amount of cents, sorry. Okay, now for dimes, we're adding 10, right? 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30, plus 10, and so when we get to the 5, that's 50. And remember, there is a relationship between the number of nickels to the number of dimes. What is it here? To get the number of dimes from the number of nickels, what can I multiply by? 5 times something gives me 10. 10 times something gives me 20, and so on. What is the pattern? What are we multiplying each time? We're multiplying by 2, right? 5 times 2 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. 15 times 2 is 30. 20 times 2 is 40, and 25 times 2 is 50. So my pattern or my rule is that we can multiply by 2 we can multiply the number of nickels by 2 to get the number of dimes. Okay, so that's number 1. So for 2 and 3, we're going to complete the rule that describes how one sequence is related to the other. And then once we find the rule, we're going to find the missing terms. Okay, so let's figure out what the rule is here. We want to see, what do we multiply the number of books by to get the amount that's spent? So let's look. We want to see, what are we multiplying this number by to get this one? Okay, what are we multiplying by? Take a look and see if you can figure it out. Well, looking at the smaller numbers is generally easier. We're multiplying by 4 each time, right? 3 times 4 is 12, 6 times 4 is 24, 9 times 4 is 36, and so on. So up here, the rule is that we're multiplying by 4, and now we're going to figure out our missing term here. So we're going to multiply 24 times 4. So we're going to do 24 times 4. You can take it down to the bottom. Do 4 times 4 is 16 and carry your 1. And then 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 more is 96. Sorry about that. Okay, so for number 3, we're going to look at the relationship between the weight and the marbles. So this time, we're looking from the bottom to the top. Okay, so they're giving you a blank to fill in. What are we going to divide the weight by to get the number of marbles? So we're dividing 30 by something to get 10. We're dividing 60 by something to get 20. And we're dividing 90 by something to get 30. And 120 by something to get 40. So what are we dividing by? Again, if you look at the smaller numbers, it's generally easier to get the pattern. We're dividing by 3. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 60 divided by 3 is 20. And all of these work. So the rule is that we're dividing by 3. And now we're going to figure out what our missing term is. 360 divided by 3. If you can do that in your head, good. If you can't, what you're going to do is you're going to take it down here and actually divide by 3. Okay? So 3 goes into 3 one time. That's 3. We subtract. Bring down your 6. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract. Bring down your 0. You do have to add the 0 here. 3 goes into 0 0 times. Okay, so your answer is 120. All right, guys, so that's it. Have fun making patterns.